Get your damn hands up. All right, let's get it. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Believe in what you do. Find a deeper purpose in what you do and create. Just yesterday, I was at the barber getting my normal weekly lineup. You know, when all this starts growing, I can't take it. I usually just go in and get my man Swat. Shout out to Swat the Professional. Get my man Swat the Professional to line me up, keep everything clean, keep everything fresh. I told him ever since I got, my channel became one of the YouTube partner programs, became a part of the YouTube partner program. I'm like, I got to make sure my geometry staying on point for the cameras because I'm on there every day now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right. So, the reason I go to Swat the Professional, first of all, he's professional, right? He's professional. Book it on the Booksy app. Never has he been late for an appointment, or never has I had to be waiting and all that kind of stuff, which is very challenging when it comes to finding barbers. It's not a matter of finding a barber that can cut hair. It's about finding a barber that actually can keep a motherfucking appointment, right? Keep a damn appointment and make sure we're on time. That's the challenge. So shout out to my man Swat the Professional. And I remember the first time I actually went to Aswand the Professional. This might have been about a year and a half ago. And he started using the shaver. He started using the shaver on my face. And I told him, initially, look, I don't do that. I get bumped up. And, every time I use the shaver, I get really bumped up. And I don't want you to use that. And he looked at me and goes, look, I've been doing this for 30 years. I know what I'm talking about. I got the rubbing alcohol that solves all of that. I'm telling you, I got it, right? So I was like, all right, cool. He basically said, look, if you bump up, I'll comp the haircut, all right? So I was like, all right, if you're that confident, I got you. And long story short, the rubbing alcohol that he uses, that he researched himself, that reduces inflammation and all that, it worked, and as you can see, there's no bumps. He used the shaver, and there's no bumps, right? So, yesterday he told me a story. So yesterday I noticed that there were two rubbing alcohols. There was the one that he had formally introduced me to, and there was the Skin Tight. Now, Skin Tight I've been knowing since I lived in Maryland. The barber I had growing up, Bruce, he used to recommend Skin Tight and all that. So I recognized the Skin Tight, just the logo in it, and I had a couple bottles of Skin Tight that I would use every time, sometimes when I would line up myself and things like that, when I would use the shaver with myself and all that. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, so wait a minute, you got the Skin Tight and the stuff you use now, so is that how we living and all that? And then he told me a story about how much he's done, the reason that he's gotten so into, creating his own product and, maybe establishing his own line of rubbing alcohol and all that stuff. And I got to share that. I got to come on here and I got to share the story, because it goes back to my point in terms of what's the deeper purpose, what's the meaning, what's the actual meaning and the deeper thing that drives you to do whatever it is you do every day, that drives you to do your work. I didn't say do your job, drives you to do your work. All right. So he gave me this quick story about, back when he was in his, bachelor days or young days or whatever, that there was a time where he used the shaver and he ended up bumping up like really, really bad. And, he was supposed to get a date with this girl, and this girl gave him the cold shoulder because she saw too many bumps on his face and all that kind of stuff. And, he gave me the whole rundown of the story and all that kind of stuff. And then he said, that's why it's so rewarding to me now that I can establish my own line, and I spent so much time researching the best products out there for especially black men, people, black men who have that hair that kind of grows in that curly way. I've done my research and found the best rubbing alcohol to keep us from bumping up and all that kind of stuff. And then towards the end of the lineup, he used the stuff. And the one thing I noticed, so the one thing about the rubbing alcohol that he normally uses, that it used to burn like a motherfucker. Like, this thing used to burn. I mean, I knew it was working because you can feel the burn. You can feel how much it was just up in your pores, and it was burning like shit. That was the one downfall. He looked at me, he's like, that's the one thing. It's gonna work, but it's gonna burn your ass. Right? You're gonna burn. You gotta man up with your shit. Man up with your shit. All right. So yesterday he used some stuff that didn't really burn as much, and I'm sitting here waiting for, because mentally I get my mind right, ready to put the rubbing alcohol. You know how it is when it's time to clean it up and stuff. I'm getting my mind right for the burn, and then he used the rubbing alcohol that he mixed himself. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're done? He's like, yeah, done. See, I told you. And he was already testing out. He's basically already tested out his product and the stuff that he mixed in a certain way that he's continuously doing his research. All right. Understand, I broke down a whole lot for you guys. However, it's very important that you see the bigger picture and you take everything I just said and apply it to your business. Constantly doing your research, constantly figuring out ways, constantly understanding the bigger purpose, the deeper meaning towards why it is you do what you do. This is a barber who, again, had a situation with a girl, and now he's really into making sure that there's a product out there that we as black men could use to make sure we don't bump in the face and all that. All of that stuff is very applicable to you and how you're able to go about your business and what you do throughout the day, all right? What you do throughout your day-to-day life, all right? Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.